this is what I don't understand. If the mother, Jen, as a mother, you can't take off one of those 3 days, or not take off one of those 3 days, but within that time frame, you mean to tell me, or even before this day, you mean to tell me that you couldn't plan or prepare to be off that Sunday for your daughter's birthday? I don't care about the different shifts, and you could have been up for promotion, or you had a promotion, or you getting trained for something new. I don't give a damn about that. Because that shit could have took place on a different day at a different time. It could have took place the same day in the morning, so you could be there in the evening with your child. You mean to tell me that you couldn't take off to be with your child for her birthday that was on a weekend day? You chose to work that day. That's what happened. You chose to work that day. Because you could have been off, but you chose to work that day. Because you called Stephen and told Stephen to come up. Because Stephen wasn't living with you at the time. He was living with his parents. You called him to come up to help you with Madeline because you had to work. I'm a little confused by that. Like, I'm just a tad bit confused about that. Because if he's not living there with you and Madeline anymore, he didn't stay there. Why did you call him? Supposedly, she called him to help her. I'm confused. All right, y'all. Now listen, I know I already covered this story, but I need to do a little more with this because something is off to me. Okay. Now I don't took some notes so I can bring y'all up to speed. Now, in a previous interview, Stephen told the police initially that he got to Jen's house around 8:30-ish. Okay. Jen initially told police that her sister brought this baby home around 8:30. Okay. And then she said that Stephen, she didn't know if Stephen got there around the same time, but then she said Stephen got there shortly after. So let me go back to this. I'm gonna go back to this and I'm put the time down. So let me go back to this time real quick. Okay. Right here. Listen to this. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so let me start here.
But I know my sister home around 8:30. Was Stefan here at that time? I'm not sure if he was here at the time, but I think he got here a little bit after.
Huh? She's not sure if Stefan was there at the time, at that time, which is we talking about 8:30ish. Because remember, Stefan done told the police that he got there around 8:30ish. Jen is saying that she doesn't know if Stefan got there at that time, but she's saying that she thinks that he got there a little bit after.
And he was like, okay, she was already doing what she was supposed to. She had taken her nighttime meds, and she was getting ready for bed, like taking a shower. She takes showers at night. So he's like, okay, she was already on it. I didn't get home until, I'm going to say 10:30. Okay. And then at 11, I sent them to bed. Did Stefan make it to the party? No.
I'm trying to tell y'all, something's not right here. We already know Stefan is guilty. And for those of you who don't know, I'm sorry to tell you, he's guilty on so many levels. But let me go here for a minute. 219. I'm just gonna start 8:30ish. Okay. That's what he said, 8:30ish. Because he's not specific with time. He's not specific. He's doing that on purpose. In this particular situation, he's not being specific with his time. He's not being as accurate as he can be. Everything is guesstimated. And it's like he's guessing out of nowhere or something with his answers. I'm confused. I went in on how I didn't understand the mother or understand the mother's frame of mind during this time, leaving this man with her daughter alone. And it's like, for me as a mother, I know I don't easily trust anyone, period. So, of course, it's going to be 10 times that when it comes to my children. It's going to be 20 times that when we're dealing with a man. Because now we're dealing with the opposite sex. Somebody way more experienced in life being around my daughter, my teenage daughter. And then if this is 8:30 or something at night, you're waiting for the mom to get home. You said that he said that he was making sure that Madeline did all her nighttime routine stuff. Waiting, and he was waiting for the mom to get home. So not only was the mom leaving this daughter with this man alone, but she was doing it at night. Well, he would be with her in the evening time. So my question is, how long is he with the daughter? And how long is he with the daughter outside of the mother? Those are some questions that I would have for the mother. What was going on with you in this situation here? Jen is saying that she wasn't sure if Stefan got there around 8:30. But then she said, I think he got there a little bit after that. Well, both of them can't be telling the truth about this matter. That's all I'm going to say. So let's go on, because I'm telling y'all, I'm having trouble with some of the stuff. I'm having trouble with these timelines. That's what I'm having trouble with, these timelines. I'm not worrying about Stearns, because we already know the evidence against him is just okay. He know where he going. Jen is the problem, though. She's the problem.
Okay. And then once you get here, you said you sent her to bed at 11. And the following morning, well, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. You sent him upstairs, right? Mm-hmm. How many bedrooms are upstairs? 3. Okay. Where? In bedroom number 4. Okay. And what about Stefan? Bedroom number 4.
They both, Jen sent them to bed. That's what she said. I sent them to bed around 11, is what she said. I sent them to bed around 11. And they both went to the same room number 4. That's what she said. They both went to the same room.
Okay. Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room? Sometimes. When I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But
I have never, in my time of being a mom, ever allowed my baby girl to sleep in the bed with me and my significant other. Ever. Ever. Because my significant other is not her father. But I don't even play like that. Period. I don't even play like that. But Jen Soto's uh way of thinking about this whole situation is off to me. That it would be okay for her to allow her boyfriend to sleep in the bed with her daughter. Okay.
what's going on that night?
And you can tell from the way that Jen is talking, she's thinking nothing of what she's saying. There's no nervousness around what she's saying right now. She doesn't feel awkward. And it comes off to me like she doesn't believe anything's wrong with what she's allowing to happen. The shit that's flying out of her mouth, like right now, it has everybody else like, well, what in the hell was she thinking? Is she okay? But Jen, in her mind, I do not believe she thinks anything is wrong with this. Not if she's continued, like she continued to do it, because this was not an isolated situation. She continued to do it. And the way she's talking to this police officer is like she doesn't have a worry right now. She's not nervous about what she's saying to the police. She's talking like a matter of factly about what she's doing or what she did, what she allowed.
Stefan slept in bedroom number 4 and you slept downstairs?
Yes.
In the master. Okay. What time did you wake up? I'm going to say around 8 o'clock in the morning. Stefan came into the room and was trying to put the leash on the dog. Somewhere between, I'm going to say somewhere between, he came into the room somewhere between 8 and 8:15.
He came in the room, because we talking about the next morning here. We talking about the next morning. This would have been the day that Miss Maddie should have been at school or should have been going to school. So we're talking about this morning. She's saying Stefan came in the room around 8, between 8 and 15 to leash the dog. That's what she's saying. To keep these times in mind, because I'm telling you, something ain't adding up.
So we wrangled him, put him on his leash, and he said, go back to sleep. And I said, okay. So I laid back and went back to sleep. Okay. I heard people in the kitchen. I'm not sure exactly who was in the kitchen. As far as I know.
Okay, y'all heard that. Jen said around this time when Stefan came in the room to leash the dog and take the dog and stuff like that, she said she heard people in the kitchen. She's not sure who she heard, but she heard someone. So this is telling me that you can't positively say that you heard Maddie in the kitchen. That's what it is. She can't positively say that she heard Maddie in the kitchen. All she can say is she heard someone in the kitchen.
I came downstairs to get ready in her. So she's kind of got a bedroom in the living room.
Okay. So right now, Jen is going into how Maddie, she thought Maddie came downstairs to get ready in her little room, which was like it was like a small little area she had that she would get ready.
If you go into the apartment, you'll see there's like one of those fake walls. Separating half the bedroom. She's got like a desk with a bedroom and a TV and a dresser. But she'll hang out there during the day, but she never sleeps there. She always sleeps with me, and then the rare occasion upstairs. But most of the time it's with me. Okay. Did you see her on Monday morning? Visually see her? No. Did you hear her?
She said she did not visually see Maddie. that morning?
I heard many people in the kitchen. I'm not sure if it was my roommate or her specifically. Okay, is your roommate a male or a female? Female. Okay. They're both females. When was the last time you physically saw?
She got 2 female roommates.
Wednesday, 11 o'clock. I'm sorry, Sunday, when
Y'all heard that? Let's go back for a minute.
her on Monday morning. Visually see her? No. Did you hear her? I heard many people in the kitchen. I'm not sure if it was my roommate or her specifically. Okay, is your roommate a male or a female? Female. Okay. They're both females. When was the last time you physically saw? Wednesday, 11 o'clock. I'm sorry, Sunday, when 11 o'clock. Sunday when you sent her to bed? To bed. Mm-hmm. Okay.
First she said Wednesday at 11 o'clock, and then she said Sunday at 11 o'clock.
I'm pretty sure I woke up around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I left at 9:30.
Okay, when Jen says that she's pretty sure she woke up at 9 o'clock, this would have been after Stephen and Maddie left for school. This would have been after that. So she's talking about when she got up that morning. After Stephen came in and leashed the dog, remember she said Stephen told her to lay back down, and she lay back down and went to sleep. So then she wakes up around 9. That's where she's at.
I had an appointment. I had a doctor's appointment at like 10:15. But they took a while. And then by the time they did my blood work and whatever, I think I got home somewhere between 11 and 11:15.
So we talking all of about 2 hours here between the time Jen woke up and the time she got back from the doctor's office. She said she left the house at 9:30, around 9:30, and she said the appointment ran over when she got to the house around 11:15.
Okay. When you got back, was Stefan here? I'm pretty sure he was, yeah. What was he doing?
So Stephen was back at the house at 11 something when she got there. Okay.
Just sitting in my room. At my computer desk on his phone. Okay. What did you guys do? We chatted for a little bit. I asked him what had happened because he had called me earlier at 10. Let me see. Pretty sure he called me around 10:18. What did he call you for? To let me know. To let me know that they didn't go to McDonald's as planned. He had asked her multiple times if she wanted to stop at McDonald's because that was the plan the night before. That they were going to wake up early. He was going to take her to McDonald's, do like a special McDonald's breakfast, and then drop her off at school early because she wanted.
She's saying that Stephen called her around 10:18. Now, it's very interesting how good her memory seems to be with these times. But then again, she does have phone records. So he called her around 10:18. And the officer asked her, what was he saying? She said, he called to tell me that Maddie didn't want the McDonald's after all. And then she goes on to say, the night before, they had talked about going to McDonald's. The night before, they talked about going to McDonald's. The real question is, but before I say that, Jen is saying that Stephen said supposedly Maddie didn't want to go to McDonald's because she wanted to get to school a little early. Okay, but then I'm wondering why Stephen felt the need to call Jen to tell her that. Was it that significant that you called Jen around this time, any time actually? Why did you call Jen to tell her that Maddie didn't want to go to McDonald's? And then you didn't call Jen till about 2 hours after you supposedly dropped her off. Because according to Jen, this was around 10:18. So Maddie would have been gone at least 2 hours earlier. Why you wait till 10:18 to call her and tell her that?
But on his way to school, she was very sleepy and wanted to sleep in the car. And she said she did not want to do McDonald's.
So this is Stefan telling Jen that he was Maddie was very sleepy and she wouldn't go to sleep in the car.
Jen has not spoken publicly since Madeline was found murdered.
Which I find to be suspicious. Because how convenient is it that your girlfriend is going to, or your on again, off again girlfriend is going to pick up her daughter from school where you told her you dropped her off? But when she's going to pick up her daughter, you conveniently get a flat tire. What? Huh? But then again, never mind. That flat tire story we now know has some other shit around it. Something's not right, y'all. Does anybody find it? I mean, because I think I mentioned this before. Does anybody find it funny that when Jen Soto is talking to Maddie's friend, she says that what she's telling the friend, what do you mean we dropped her off this morning? Who the fuck is we, Jen? Why are you including yourself in what Stefan did by himself? And another thing, why is it the first thing Jen did was call the friend? I didn't hear her say that the first thing she did was go into the school and check with the teachers or the principals. If you was at the school, why drive away from the school to look for her first and then go back to the school? I'm a little confused by this. This right here does not make sense to me. Her actions after she realized her daughter didn't come out after an hour of her being there waiting. The first thing she does is leave and go down to where her mom works and comes back. That's the part that don't make sense to me. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. This is not making sense to me. Okay. This is not making sense to me, y'all. It's not. It's not.
At some point, I understand he gets like a flat tire and he's not able to go with you to pick school. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And when you get to the school, how do you realize that she wasn't there? So I left her. I went to go. I usually leave around 2:30 to pick her up. She gets out of school at 4. So I wait that. It takes me about 25 minutes to get to school, and then I wait about an hour for her to get out.
She left at 2:30. And the baby don't get out of school till 4. It takes about 20 to 25 minutes to get there. So she would have gotten there somewhere around 3. She says she waits for her for about an hour. Is this every time she goes to pick the baby up? She waits an hour for her to get out of school? That's very interesting to me. Okay, let's go on.
Waited the whole time, and then when the bell rang and then it was time for her to come out, she wasn't one of the first kids like she normally is. And I realized I was holding up the line because everyone behind me had children, and they needed to get out because I was the first in line. So after about, I'm gonna say, I think it was like 4:10.
So she was holding up the line.
Maybe I forgot to tell her that I was picking
for the other parents who had already gotten their kids, because she was the first car in line. The baby didn't come out, or her baby didn't come out, so she left. She left.
I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working that day, but I had assumed that she thought, she knew that I was gonna go get her. So because she never came out, I left and I went.
Okay, so this is the part where she's talking about when she left, because she was holding up the other parents. When she left, she did not go park her car and go into the school to find out where her baby was. She went down. I guess she said that this place is like about 3 minutes drive from the school. And the place she's talking about is her mother's job. This is where she went. So she went down to her mother's job. I find this to be awkward that Jen Soto chose to leave the school and go down to her mother's. And she said in her head, she's thinking maybe Maddie doesn't know that she's coming to get her because maybe she didn't know that Jen was off. Even so, why did you leave the school instead of going to park your car and walk your ass into that damn building and go find your baby? You left, went down to your mother's job. Okay.
I was like, is she here?
So
Oh, she hasn't gotten
she's
here.
saying the
I said, okay,
office.
hold on. Let me see. I called her best
I'm
friend.
going to assume,
And I was like,
and that's all I can do at this point because she's not being very specific. Now, we know that she went down towards where her mother works because that is a path that she says Maddie may walk because Maddie's grandmother is not that far from the school. I get that. But when Jen says, I went back to the office, I'm not sure if she's talking about her mother's office or if she's talking about the school's office at this point. I don't know what office she's talking about. She's asking whoever's in this office if Maddie is there yet. Was Maddie supposed to be coming to? Because if we're talking about the school office, why would Maddie be going to the school office? And if we're talking about the mother's office and Jen didn't see her walking, why didn't she go into the school? Or why didn't she talk to the principal at that time? She said she got on the phone with the best friend or the friend to find out if Maddie was with her. So I'm a little confused about this office. Which office? Is this the office of the mother, of Jen's mother, or is this the school's office?
Are you?
So Jen is asking a friend if Maddie's with her because she didn't know if Maddie knew whether or not she was picking her up from school. And then says, I don't know if she walked to the office. What damn office? So when Jen Soto's saying that she didn't know if Madeline walked to the office, what office is she talking about? What office? What office is she talking about? Is she talking about the school's office or is she talking about her mother's office? Where Jen Soto's mother works? This is not clear to me.
And I said, what do you mean? We dropped her off close to school. She should have walked to school. She goes, no, she never made it to any of her periods. And I said, can you please check with your other friends in your other classes to see if she ever made it? She got back to me and said no. At this point, I started to panic because I realized something was wrong.
Okay, this is what I'm not understanding. If you were in a state of panic after you called the friend checked, the friend told you that Maddie never showed up for first or second period. You told the friend to check with the other friends. None of the other friends saw her that day. Jen then decides to email the teachers. Y'all don't find this behavior awkward? If she says at that point, when none of the friends saw Maddie, if she says that she went into a panic Why in the fuck would you email anybody? You should be going into the fucking school where all the teachers and the principal is at to find out what happened to your daughter. You should be on the phone or you should be in somebody's face, not emailing somebody, because a state of panic means urgency. This means urgency. Does anybody not feel like if Jen Soto was in a panic, why would she email the teachers instead of going to talk or see or call somebody? Why you emailing? Because emailing can take longer than a phone call. Emailing definitely takes longer than me going into the fucking school and talking to a teacher or talking to the principal or anybody I can. This not making sense to me, y'all. Something's not right here. Something's not right here to me.
He checked all her other classes and she didn't make it to school at all. That's when I knew something was truly wrong. And I'm before that email or after that email. But I started panicking and freaking out.
Hold on, bitch. Wait a minute.
My best friend called me actually.
Now you said you called the best friend. Now you're saying after the best friend called me. Then you said, or when I talked to the best friend. Hold the hell on, Jen. Hold the hell on. Now, did the best friend call you, or did you call the best friend? Because I would make no mistake like that. I wouldn't make no mistake like that. I feel like Jen Soto, her